Hi friends, this is Amanda Nardozzi. I am a psychic medium and I'm a tarot and oracle reader here on YouTube. And today there's going to be a collective reading for you all, just whatever you need to hear right now. I'm going to roll the astro dice to see what the topic is for today. I meditated, I grounded, I called in my energies that I work with on the other side. I suggest that you take a pause and do the same. Just make sure that you're very rooted in yourself, that you let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you, so that way you can really connect with the messages and figure out if it's the message that's calling to you now. Okay? So, call in your energies. Ask for it to be for the highest good of all, and we will see what the topic is today. So you have Jupiter, Taurus, in the 7th house. Jupiter is, so I'm getting this note of expansion. So something, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of positivity. And Spirit, it's almost like they're saying, we want to take note of something here. Taurus is the material, the sensual. It's causing feelings of like sensualness. And it's interesting because reflected in the 7th house, the 7th house is our partnerships house. It is reflecting on marriage, our one-on-one relationships with others. It doesn't have to be related to romance. But I get that for whatever reason, this is just expanding in your views of love. This does feel more like romantic relationships. It could mean business partnerships as well, but whatever one-on-one connection that's very close to you at this time, or if you're someone who is seeking that connection, this reading could be for you. But this is specifically, I guess, going to be a romantic reading and how you can expand your vision for either a relationship that you have or a relationship that you are calling in right now. So we're going to call up a general theme here. We're going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, and we're going to see what your main theme is for this message. What about expansion? Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm going to try to focus on one card at a time because I feel dissonance coming up with another card. So hang on one second. So if you channel, sometimes when you look at a card, I know that I'm very excited to hear like the process of other channelers. So if you are also a channeler, or if you also read tarot and oracle, please message below or leave a comment and let me know how this process works for you, because I'm so intrigued by that. But I got very excited when one of my favorite channelers, it's Bahati Life, Jessica Alexandria here on YouTube. She had revealed, in one of her readings that, sometimes when I have a card, when I look at it, the information just comes through. And I always wonder if it's like that for other channelers. But anyway, you have Dove Spirit, be peace. Okay, so specifically when I'm tuning into the energy of this card, this is a card that comes up when we are often not at peace. And the Dove Spirit comes up to say, like, we always have the ability to harness our inner peace, but this card always pops up when I am freaking out too much, when I'm overthinking too much, or when I'm all up in my feels and I don't need to be. Your feelings are important and Spirit wants to validate that, but at the same time, there is a time and a place, I think, for worry, and I don't think this is the time. This is the time for peace. This is a time for trusting that the divine is going to lead you where you need to be. Specifically, if there's anything that is causing this uproar, then Spirit's asking you to take a pause on that, let the situation unfold. And the reason why I say uproar, it makes a lot of sense because the Coyote Spirit is coming up. Trust in divine detours. The Coyote Spirit comes up when there's something unexpected, something that we don't plan for that pops up in our lives. Coyote Spirit, they tend to be known just, in the general context. When people think of coyotes, they think, they're sneaky, and they like to trick their prey, because they have this habit of it's not a habit, it's more of like a behavior where coyotes run up to their prey and they'll bark, and then they'll bark or they'll whine, and then they'll kind of turn around and lead that prey back to the pack so that they can all jump on them. And I think that, interestingly enough, with the Coyote Spirit, it's like you worry you're going to be devoured by all these coyotes. You worry that you're going to be lured into a trap because this is not the plan that you envision. There is a divine plan, and then there's the plan that intuitively you feel, or I feel like it might not be fully intuitive, but you might have felt like you were on a particular path, and that path had a specific trajectory, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're steered off course. And then if you steer off course enough, it's like you have this concern that you're going to crash and burn, you're going to get like eaten by all of these coyotes, or that something awful is going to happen. And Spirit is saying that trust in them, first of all, to take you to where you need to go. Usually divine detours happen because there is something to be learned, or because divine time just hasn't lined up yet for the thing that you want. So seeking a relationship, for example, if you have a detour in this present relationship that you have, sorry, I'm out with the ferrets now, and he's loving all up on my astro dice here. Go ahead and go play Ollie. Specifically, in terms of relationships is what I was saying. In terms of relationships, if you are in a relationship, you might like feel almost like, I don't know. I'm getting some words coming to me, and I want to, I hesitate on saying certain things just because they sound very specific. But I would say that, that maybe things aren't as secure as you would like them to be for whatever reason. That maybe you expected the relationship to go one way, but it's actually going another, and you're unsure as to where that's heading. And this is something that if you're in a relationship, it's going to make your relationship stronger. If you are seeking a relationship, then perhaps like going on this little detour and thinking like, oh my gosh, like, this is like I don't know. It's almost like somebody who, like, let's say you just recently took a job that has like a lot of hours, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to date? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting for people who are single. Not specifically, it doesn't have to be a job, but there's some type of like path that you're on right now that's making you think, well, how is this ever going to happen for me? How is this relationship ever going to come about for me? How is this going to manifest now that I'm on this detour? But Spirit is asking you to trust. This isn't just character building for you. This could also be just trying to line things up so that the right relationship can come in for you. It could be strengthening the relationship with yourself, okay? And that might be required in order for this thing to come to you, this new relationship and whatnot, okay? So I'm going to pull some tarot too. I have the original Rider-Waite today. And we're going to do, I don't know. I keep hearing from Spirit, it's tricky. It's tricky. So whatever the situation is, it's, it's almost like I feel like you're kind of tiptoeing around. You're walking on eggshells. Walking on eggshells really isn't the right word. I just see somebody tiptoeing and like jumping from rock to rock, afraid they're going to fall. It's almost like, I was calm and comfortable before, and now I'm in rocky territory, and I'm afraid that I'm going to fall and something's going to happen. But Spirit will lead you to safety, is what they're saying. Spirit will lead you to safety. So just trust in that. Let's do like a quick past, present, future, and see kind of what's going on here. Ooh. Y'all, okay. So in the past, we have the Five of Cups, which is usually representative of disappointment. The Three Cups spilled in front of him is something that he tends to focus on, whereas the Two Cups in the back, I know there's always like something drawn to the Two Cups in the back, but for whatever reason, I'm not seeing that as very pronounced. I sometimes I find the interpretation of the Five of Cups to be a little invalidating, because it's like, oh, he spilled 3 cups, but look at the 2 cups behind you. No, I feel like this is a disappointment or a loss that has had to have been processed. Excuse me. You're noisy. There's this tunnel behind me. I bought like a big PVC pipe so they can, is that what it's called? PVC pipe? It's a big pipe for them to play in. Usually put it outside with the gutter stuff. And it's a tunnel that they just enjoy playing in. And right now he's scratching in it because he hears me talking and he wants to play with me, huh? Huh, baby? Okay. I'm going to like half entertain him and half do this reading. Sorry, y'all. Babies come first. Ferret babies come first. So the Five of Cups, what I want to say though is that this is, I don't know. Again, I don't want to be invalidating and say like, oh, focus on the 2 cups behind you, because I feel like these 3 cups in front of you, they have to be processed. This was a loss. This kind of hurt. Whatever this was, you either were lost something or you were disappointed by something. Whatever, in terms of relationships or in terms of romance, you were disappointed by something. In your present situation, although distorted as it may seem by your mind, the Ten of Cups does represent a feeling of fulfillment, a feeling of emotional abundance, being surrounded by everything that you need in the moment and more. This could also be your current hopes for the future. I know some of you may not be feeling this way, but I feel like a lot of you are happy with where you're at. And even if you're not, I feel like it's only like a momentary, it's like in the grand scheme, like your soul is happy with where you're at now. I don't know how to explain this. Like, 'cause sometimes we have those periods of loneliness or those periods of doubt. And I think that when we really entertain those things, when we really entertain those periods of doubt or those moments of doubt, then they can really overtake our current perspective, like how we really feel about a situation. Because doubt is, I wouldn't say it's like a necessary part of the human existence. Like, it's necessary, it's unavoidable. People doubt themselves all the time. We have all of these insecurities that we have to deal with. That's okay. That's a part of being human. But the Ten of Cups tells me that at least in this present moment, you have everything, at least all of the resources around you to be emotionally abundant, to feel settled on your path, to feel like you're on the right path, even if you're frustrated with these detours. It's almost like intuitively, because the Cups is an intuitive suit as well in the tarot. Like, intuitively, you know that this is the right path, even though things are a little frustrating and you're kind of going off, like on a little detour, I would say, with the coyote spirit. It's causing you to worry a little bit, and Spirit's asking you to be at peace, that you're not meant to worry. This is kind of like it's meant to assuage, is that the word? It's meant to reassure you that you are on the right path. It's something you would intuitively know. Like, you intuitively know you're on the right path, but Spirit is asking you, please don't doubt it. Just trust us. Trust you that you will be able to grow through this experience. Okay? And then in your future position, you actually have two cards that came out at the same time. You have the Devil card and you have the Four of Wands reversed. Typically don't read reverse, but the way it came out, I had to indulge and entertain it. So with the Devil card here, the Devil card comes up when we are having a lot of trouble. At least for me, I interpreted a lot of mental energy that gets, excuse me, don't bite me, please. A lot of mental energy kind of gets a little bit in the, it's like a little foggy, like in the mind. It's either very foggy and it's very unclear, or our insecurities tend to overtake our mind. And that's the big thing of the Devil, is that we obsess over a lot of things. We obsess over things, we overthink. It's a lot of mind energy that doesn't serve us. So that being in the future, paired with the Four of Wands reversed, the Four of Wands is the marriage card, or the Four of Wands is the Four of Wands is a card that symbolizes kind of, it's marriage, it's union, but it also is like in a challenging position. It's making things more, because there's like, I don't know, I'm going to hold it up for you so you can see. I'm going to hold it right side up, but a common interpretation of the Four of Wands is that, are the people small and the wands just super far away? Or like, hang on, I got that interpretation wrong. Let me try that again. The people are super small and the wands are super big, or like are the people just farther away and the wands are like a similar, if not smaller size, and it's just like the perspective part. And the interesting thing about that interpretation of the card is that in a challenging position, it could mean that things are not as they appear. Things are maybe bigger or smaller than, you might think. Things are bigger or smaller than you might expect or fear. And especially when it's reversed with the Devil card, this could kind of be like, if you've ever heard the phrase, someone's making a mountain out of a molehill. That's kind of what your mind energy is doing in the future. So I wouldn't say that's like the immediate future. That's just the energy of now. So I think that knowing this is very important, and I don't mean to scare you and say, oh my gosh, it's inevitable, blah, blah, blah. Like, the future is meant to change. And the thing is, like, this is immediate future. This is the energy that's being cultivated now. Like, the overthinking now kind of promotes this energy of feeling like this in the future. So I'm not going to say, like, you can avoid this. You can, I guess, but there's obviously, I would say this is a blessing to know ahead of time, so that way you can sit, like, you can have an easier time processing these things. Like, why am I overthinking? What is important to me? So developing that sense of awareness, that sense of self-awareness, being able to guide yourself through it and say, because inevitably, if you're on a detour, if you're encountering something in life that you don't want to encounter, if you are trying to deal with something and it's going to cause some type of unrest within you that you have to process inevitably, right? So Spirit is advising that, hey, there's a danger here of overthinking, and it's okay if you do. It's okay if you do, but your perceptions on love might be a little skewed in the meantime. And like, I'm not going to say in the meantime, but that is what is to be processed. So for those of you that are single, what could be stopping a new relationship from coming in is the energy of the mind right now. How there's like overthinking here, that, you know, there's healing from past hurts that need to be processed and let go of. It's like you need to say goodbye and you need to embrace some type of change. But for those of you in a relationship, this may be offering grace and forgiveness when necessary to your partner, making sure that you're assessing at the right points, like, okay, well, you know, why is this certain thing bothering me? And, you know, what can I do to communicate something that we could, you know, that me and my partner can compromise? But there's just something here about like something in the mind being magnified and causing you to feel trapped, that you can't escape, that you're going to get eaten by these coyotes, these wolves, and Spirit is asking you to take a step back from that energy, even if it's like cultivating now, it's going to be in the future, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be. You are the maker of your future, and this is the energy that's being worked up now. Inevitably, this is probably more of an energy of like near future, as in like an hour from now, tomorrow. Like, this is like very soon energy. This isn't like, oh, 5 years from now future. Like, that's not it. Just know that this will take some work. This will take some work. This will take some processing. So make sure that you are sitting down and able to do the work, either through your meditating, your journaling, just making sure that you're being with yourself. I think that's very important. For whatever reason, I get that some of you maybe are too attached to your partner, or you are like throwing yourself out in like, you know, hanging out with a bunch of people and you're not really spending a lot of alone time. That alone time is important for reflecting and making sure that you kind of have like, I would keep all your ducks, I guess, all your ducks in order. Make sure that you have your wits about you, but like making sure that you are staying self-aware, you're checking in with yourself often, so that you can work through, because processing takes time, okay? So allow yourself the understanding, the grace and forgiveness. Allow yourself that time to process this past romantic hurt or this loss or this disappointment. So that you can make it into something greater, so that you can attract the things that you actually want, okay? So next steps for you, I'm going to pull from the Enchanted map, also by Colette Baron-Reid, and we'll see what your next steps are. Sacred Pool. Sacred Pool. I'm going to actually pull the book on this card, because I believe this is sacred space, but when I look at it, it's like a time of invigoration. It's a time of healing is what's coming through. But I do want to make sure that whatever this message is, you get the full scope of it. So I'm going to flip to the page and read it out loud for you. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. When you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? This card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. What did I just say? Self-reflection. Oh, come on, guys. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are... Be at peace! Guys, be at peace. Dove Spirit. For you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. Woo! That being said, I'm going to roll the angel dice, as always, and I'm going to pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I'm going to roll my little dice here. 682 for a final message. before I let you go here. Your angels are encouraging you to remember that the journey you are on is your journey. Stop relying on others or waiting for them to come with you, as you will be waiting a while and this is your dream. So trust in your own abilities and talents. One more time, I always read these messages twice. Your angels are encouraging you to remember that the journey you are on is your journey. Stop relying on others or wait for them to come to you, as you will be waiting a while and this is your dream. So trust in your own abilities and talents. So that was your message for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe, all of that jazz. And if you are a channeler, or if you also have strong intuitive abilities, which it sounds like you guys do intuitively have like a path going on for you and that you are a little bit in tune. I'm assuming if you're here that you're a little intuitive. So, I would love to hear about your abilities and, how you channel and, how you doing, how you're doing, how this resonated and all that good stuff. It helps build a community. It really helps the channel grow. And all those. Thank you, of course, to your spirit guides and angels and whoever you called in. Thank you to my spirit energies, Archangel Michael, and all of my angels and guides for helping me channel this for you. And of course, I'm always available. Leave a comment if you have any questions for me. I love to teach, I love to empower, and I love to learn as well. So that being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.